Golfers, do you struggle with driver? Here is a couple issues I see on a regular basis which is plaguing your ability to create any club head speed, which also amounts to a lack of distance. So when you set up to any golf shot, you want to position the golf ball with driver to be off our left armpit. What we see with a lot of golfers is the golf ball gets a little bit too far forward in front of the left foot. That does two things. It gets the chest too far in front of the golf ball, and it also gets the shoulders a little bit too open, which causes the club to work low and left through impact. Club travels out to in, club works low and left, and our low point is going to be after the golf ball, and we're going to hit shots that either slice, shoulders too far open, chest too far in front of the golf ball. As we take the club back and as we come into impact, the club's always working low and left, and we get shots that go along the ground. We don't create any elevation. We get shots like this. So as you can see there, the ball did not get airborne. Make life a little bit easier for yourself. You want to get the ball position just underneath our left armpit. A good way to set that up is you're going to start with your feet together. Left foot's at 10 o'clock, right foot's at 2 o'clock. Just going to drop the club down from our left armpit. We want the golf ball just to be placed underneath our left armpit. That's a good baseline target, so the ball's moved slightly further back. If the ball moves slightly further back in our stance, it's going to promote a little bit more of a draw pattern. We're going to encourage a little bit of spine tilt. You're going to take your right hand off the club, slide it down to your right knee, put your right hand on the club. Automatically from here, my left shoulder's a little bit higher than my right shoulder, and I've got a little bit more tilt away from the target. As soon as that ball position gets too far forward, my chest gets too far ahead of the golf ball, just causing the club to come in a little bit too steep. So we want to get behind it at address and stay behind it in the downswing. How do we achieve that? Left foot open at 10 o'clock, bigger step with your right foot flared at 2 o'clock. We're going to get the ball position just underneath our left armpit. Set up to the golf ball. We want to encourage a little bit of spine tilt. Take your right hand, slide it down to your right knee, then connect your right hand to the golf ball. Two things I'm feeling from here. Left shoulder's feeling higher, right shoulder's feeling lower. And if you look at the back edge of the club head, I'm fixating my eyes on the back edge of the club head. That's going to get everything tilted slightly more away from the target. It's going to get the sternum behind the golf ball, and that's going to enable me to hit slightly more up with drive. Then you're going to build your stance, so left foot flared at 10 o'clock, right foot at 2 o'clock, slightly wider compared to an iron. Ball position just underneath your left armpit. The second piece of the puzzle is a little bit more spine tilt. How do we achieve that? Slide your right hand down to your right knee, connect your right hand to the golf club. From here, my left shoulder's higher compared to my right shoulder. I feel like I'm looking back at the back edge of the club head. That's going to keep a little bit more spine tilt behind the golf ball, and it's automatically going to help me hit slightly more up with driver. Combination to increasing your driver distance is high launch, low spin. I'm going to get behind it in the backswing, then I'm going to stay behind it in the downswing. That's going to help me hit slightly more up with driver, and it's going to allow the club to bottom out where the golf ball is located instead of in front of the golf ball. That is a great feeling that's going to help you achieve a little bit more success with driver. You get behind it, stay behind it, that's going to help me hit slightly more up with driver. Don't get your chest too far ahead of the golf club. Easy way to establish and generate a little bit of feedback. Point the grip end of the club towards the middle of your sternum, put your left hand on the club, swing the club back, get behind it, stay behind it. That is a great feeling. It's going to allow you to stay a little bit more behind it in the downswing, and it's going to keep your shoulders a little bit more close to your intended target and start hitting up with driver instead of down. So we're maximising the high lunge but low spin combination. So I'm going to get behind it and then stay behind it at impact. The feeling is my left shoulder's going up through impact a little bit quicker. That's going to allow the club to work a little bit lower to higher through impact. It's going to enable me to hit slightly more up with driver, so left shoulder working up through impact. Hitting golf shots is an absolute workout. If you're struggling with fitness, hit 10 drivers in a row as quickly as possible. You'll start to break a sweat. So I'm feeling at the top of the backswing, my hands are as far away from my head as possible, because that's just going to allow the club to travel a little bit more than the inside. Then as I come through impact, his left shoulder working up through impact and chest to the sky is going to enable me to hit slightly more upward driver, give me a bit more margin for error to hit those high shots but keep the spin rate down. Another great drill you can use and implement within your practice if you're struggling to launch your driver and also hit upward driver. Place the alignment stick just outside your left foot. Many people who struggle with driver get the chest too far ahead of the alignment stick. The club head's going to collide and reach its lowest point where the cane is located. So what you're trying to do is you're going to set up to the golf ball, encourage that spine tilt, right shoulder working a little bit lower compared to left shoulder. But as we come into impact, we're going to try and get the club to hit the ground before the alignment stick. What you're trying to do from here, swing club back, come back into impact, the club's reached its lowest point before the alignment stick, then starts to work up. And the way we're going to achieve that, get to the top and back swing, chest working too far ahead, left shoulder gets too low, swing club to the top, left shoulder working up, the club head is going to interact with the ground slightly before the alignment stick. Then through impact, the left shoulder is working up towards the sky, and the club's working low to the ground and high through impact. Get behind it, stay behind it, club head, interacts with the ground before the alignment stick, left shoulder working up, chest to the sky. The left shoulder working up, and it's going to encourage the club to work a little bit lower to higher through impact.